Hey, today we're going to look at an attention and activity disorder. We're going to look at autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. Autism spectrum disorder refers to a range of conditions that are characterized by difficulties in communication and social interactions. The word spectrum is used since autism manifests into a wide variety of symptoms, skills, and disability functions. On one side of the spectrum, you may have an individual who's extremely high functioning, one whose autism is hardly noticeable. On the other end, you may find an individual who requires substantial support in meeting their basic daily needs. Common signs of those with ASD include social interaction impairments and difficulties with communication. They may also have repetitive behaviors or have an unnatural preoccupation with items or objects. Researchers believe that genetics and the environment may play a role in autism. Advanced paternal age of parents has also been linked to individuals with autism. There have been claims that childhood vaccinations were linked to autism, but there is not any definitive proof of this. Many individuals with ASD also have problems with sensory overload. Imagine, if you will, listening to a pencil drop on the ground. Most of us will hardly notice the slight clink as it hits. To a person with ASD, the same pencil striking the ground may sound like a sledgehammer hitting concrete. Not only are sounds magnified, but colors may also be magnified. In order to diagnose ASD, healthcare providers will use screening instruments and questionnaires to gather information about the child's development and behavior. If the first initial screening shows the possibility of ASD, a more comprehensive evaluation is done. This evaluation will include psychologists, neurologists, psychiatrists, speech therapists, and other professionals. According to the website Autism Speaks, on April 26, 2018, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention released data that indicated in the United States 1 in 59 children have ASD. This then breaks down to 1 in 37 boys and 1 in every 151 girls. Some of the intervention strategies that are used for children with ASD include, but are not limited to, Picture Exchange Communication System, or PECS, occupational therapy, physical therapy, verbal behavior therapy, and relationship development intervention. As a teacher, there are many things that we can do to make school a wonderful experience for a student with autism spectrum disorder. Routines are invaluable. For a student with ASD, sticking as close to a routine as possible is a necessity. Any changes in routines need to be relayed to the student. Giving ASD students time to process language is also another helpful hint. Remembering that ASD students take things literally, therefore figurative language can be misinterpreted. Sensory issues need to be remembered and avoided as much as possible. And probably the most important thing that a teacher can do for a student with ASD is to remember that they are children and they deserve the same consideration as every other student in his or her classroom.